Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. If you don't want to do plank, I would recommend today just taking a few deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. If you want to add it, you can do in through the nose, pause, out through the mouth, pause, and slow down your breath. Because while this is a lovely time of year, it's also a hectic time of year. So breathing can be a useful tool. All right, so here goes. If you want to get into plank, you can get into plank now. So when I was in high school, I started an annual tradition of gathering a group of people to go door to door caroling, which I did for years. It fell apart, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe, but I'd like to bring it back. I do miss it. But anyway, we would get an interesting reception going door to door caroling. For the most part, I think people enjoyed it and they would listen and smile. Once in a while, you'd get invited in for hot cocoa or some kind of alcoholic beverage or cookies. Sometimes you'd get the door slammed in your face. Sometimes you'd get yelled at, but that was rare. One time we actually had someone who opened their door and then very slowly started backing away as if they moved slow enough we wouldn't notice. It was pretty awkward because we were just like, should we stop singing? They're clearly not enjoying this. But the real point of this story is that in high school, when I started it, one of my closest friends, Beth, did not have an interest in coming, but I do not have a strong singing voice, and she has a good and strong singing voice. So I needed her, so I pleaded with her to come. And she caved, and she came caroling. And she wore a skirt, and one of the houses we were singing at had one of those lights that, shines up at the house, and her skirt was touching it, and it started, smoldering and smoking, and we had to pat her out. So the next year, needless to say, I had to plead to get her to come back, and she willingly came back. But it was colder than we expected, and she didn't have a warm enough coat, so she borrowed one of my mom's coats. And this coat had, fake fur all around the hood, but you were kind of set back in it. And we used to carol with real candles. And so we'd been caroling, and we're at this gentleman's house singing, and he says to us, "You're on fire." And we initially all take this to mean we are rocking this Christmas carol. We're doing a great job. And we just keep going. And then he's like, "Stop singing. You're on fire." And the fur of my mom's jacket all around Beth's face was aflame. And we had to put her out again. Needless to say, Beth did not continue coming caroling and moved to Florida to get out of it, basically. I'm pretty sure that's exactly why she moved to Florida. Anyway, but I hope she sees it as good memories. I do, but I wasn't the one catching fire every year. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. As always, keep moving.